Hey, I'm Hector Reynoso, and most rural sellers leave money on the table. Here's how not to. Today we're talking about easements. And if you own acreage in rural Colorado, this is something you need to understand before you list. An easement is a legal agreement that gives someone else the right to use part of your land. A utility company runs power lines across your property. That's an easement. A neighbor has the right to cross your acreage to access a water source. That's an easement too. A county road or irrigation ditch corridor cutting through your parcel, also an easement. And in rural Colorado, these are incredibly common. Irrigation ditches, utility corridors, access roads, even livestock crossings can all carry easement rights. Here's the thing. Easements show up on your title, and buyers pay attention. They see easements as reduced land value because that section isn't fully yours to develop or build on. They see visual impact, utility poles, access roads, fence gaps, overhead lines. And they see potential liability if someone using the easement gets hurt on your property. A buyer's agent is going to flag every single one of these during due diligence. And if you haven't addressed them, that's where deals fall apart. One easement can cost you tens of thousands in sale price if you don't price around it correctly. I've seen rural properties sit on the market for months because sellers didn't address the easement up front. And by the time they adjusted, buyers had already moved on to other listings. The worst part? Most of those sellers didn't even know the easement existed until a buyer's agent found it in the title commitment. But here's what I tell my clients. An easement disclosure isn't a death knell for your sale. It's just honest pricing. The key is knowing how to disclose easements properly and pricing your property realistically in spite of them. There are buyers who actually don't mind easement-burdened property. Agricultural operators, ranchers, and investors who care more about acreage and access than a utility corridor on the edge of a 40-acre parcel. The trick is knowing which buyers to target and how to frame the easement as a known, managed factor rather than a hidden surprise. If you're dealing with eminent domain or selling rural land, I have step-by-step guides in my Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/real estate strategist. These are the same frameworks I use with my clients. Acquisition checklists, relocation benefit guides, appraisal threshold worksheets, all in one place. I list rural properties across rural Colorado for 1%. Full service, professional photography, MLS listing, targeted marketing, expert negotiation, and transaction coordination. If you're thinking about selling, let's talk. Send me a DM or visit my Etsy shop for free resources. Hector Reynoso, Colorado licensed real estate broker, license hash 1000-92804, brokerage Hector Reynoso Real Estate, Hudson, Colorado.